Hello, everyone. Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan. So excited to be with you guys on a weekend talking about what? Real estate, our favorite subject. So excited to be with you in the studios, having a good time. Busy week, as you know. It's always busy in July. You never know. July last year, it seemed like you didn't know what to expect. It was rates, if you remember last year, they started going all over the board. It's where the Fed's really starting to increase the interest rates. And then the market was like, almost like crickets, right? Well, this July is a little bit different, but it's always unpredictable. You know, July is just one of those months where you're usually rocking and rolling, but it's a little bit all over the board. Kind of like, if you've been following me or listening to the show, we say 2023. You know, we just don't know what to expect. This is one of those crazy years. Very busy. A lot of listings and sales going on. But again, the unexpected. So if you're kind of gauging the real estate market, kind of say, hey, what's going on, Ryan? I say it's kind of a mixed bag. That's what I think a lot of experts are saying. And it's all over the board, but it's going to be fun. You know, it's always fun. And I hope everybody's doing well. April and myself send the love. Hope everybody's doing great. Enjoying time with the kiddos and the family. Before you know it, kids were going back to school. It's kind of hard to believe. I was with, kind of getting the do cut the other day. I was getting a little haircut and, I was talking to my hairdresser and, she was like, you know, the kids go back on the 8th, August the 8th. And I said, how is that even possible? How is that even possible? It's like they just got out of school. So is it hard to believe like summer is rapidly flying by? Great client that I talked to, just called me about getting his house back on the market. He said, Ryan, you sold my house almost a year and a half ago. I said, it seemed like it was a couple months ago. Doesn't it, guys? Seems like the years and times, maybe with our age, right? Maybe we're just getting older, or maybe things are just more busier. Well, anyway, we've got a great show for you. Thank you for tuning in. If you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Ryan Coleman, owner, founder of Hometown Realty, and we do this little show on the weekends called Real Estate with Ryan. We talk no politics, just fun stuff, real estate, and we cover all of East Tennessee, and we're your experts. We got your back from residential sales, commercial, land, condos. Maybe it's your first home. We're going to help you and be glad to be part of that process. Or maybe you've sold a time or two and the market's changing and you need a great agent in your corner. And for whatever reason, the marketing that was done a couple of years ago, it's just not working. Sign in the yard, throw it on MLS, not working. You're needing a team that's got a marketing plan that's not only reaching out here, but across the states. Well, we can got you covered there as well. Hey, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, you name it. We're covered on all the social media channels. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. We've always got fun stuff going on. You know, we're official Hometown Realty, sponsor of the Vols, proud sponsor. We do so much with them. We've got football season is right around the corner. So we've got some fun stuff that's coming out. Make sure you like our page. We give away tickets to all the home games, men's basketball, women's basketball, baseball, football. It's going to be an exciting year. And so make sure you like, subscribe to the page so we can give those away to you. Okay. You always check us out on the radio, News Talk 98.7 at 1 o'clock. Talk Radio 92.3 FM, 11 o'clock. If you don't catch us there, you catch us streaming. All right, before we get into the show, and it's a good one, we're talking about home buyers are getting used to the new normal. That kind of goes into what the market is, the new normal, the rates. Before we start with that, I want to make sure that you guys are aware if you're starting your search. It is July, but we've got a large part of the year left. And I think it's going to be one of our busiest. We talked about last week on the radio where we think the market's going to go. We saw the first week in July where the interest rates were the highest point that we've seen. And I just got off the phone with my lender kind of before we did the show, and he said, Ryan, I'm seeing applications increase a little bit. Our rates are down about 6.5% for a 30-year mortgage. And so we're seeing a little bit more closing costs offered on transactions. But overall, transactions and applications are picking up. We're seeing pendings. One of the properties that I just showed the other day, went out and looked at the property in Knoxville. And normally you'd look at this one. We've got great past clients. They're looking at something for their daughter going to UT here up soon. And we missed out on a couple deals. And, one of those things where it has to be right. We're big about making sure that you're finding the right home and we're not going to push you into something that doesn't make sense. House had some severe drainage issues. The back neighbor backed up where the lot was pretty much up a 90-degree slope. and looks like there was some possible potential water issues. And we just opted out on that one. And they feel good because hopefully we'll show them something today that they really are excited about. But went back to look on the MLS, and guess what? It's pending. So even homes that maybe would normally in a normal market, and even though we're in an abnormal market, guess what? They're selling. And sometimes you scratch your head. And I think in sometimes this market, your home may be on the market. And you're wondering, you go, Ryan, why is my home not selling? This is what's going on. We're going to cover that in the second half of the show. We're going to focus on the first half while home buyers are getting used to the new normal, talking about interest rates. And then the second half, some things that you can be doing to sell your home that may be why it's not selling in this market. So we'll stay tuned on the second half if you're tuning in. We'll get right into the show. And I got some new listings, congrats, and I'm going to run through these real quickly because I'm getting long-winded here. So thank you for bearing with me. Got new listings on Birmingham Island out in Sevierville. New listing there on 2322 Birmingham Island. 621 Briarwood Drive out in Jeff County. New listing. 3005 Fountain Park Boulevard, in Knoxville. Make sure you check that. It's got a new price improvement. 512 DeMar Court in Townsend. New price improvement. We've got pending congrats. 213 Brentwood in Rockwood. Record time, couple days in the market. 7524 Ashton Point, in Carnes. Record time above list price. 7244 Persimmon Ridge over there in Tennessee National, a lot that we just sold, and then Cup Drive in Blount County under contract. And congrats to our great past clients, the Thomases, on their closing on Ball Point and then Bear Hollow, both closed today. So before you decide to sell your house, it's important that you can expect the current housing market, where to start, where to go, Ryan. A positive trend right now is that home buyers are adapting to today's mortgage rates and getting used to the new normal. It's better to understand what's happening with mortgage rates lately. The trend for the 30-year fixed mortgage by Freddie Mac said last October, you can see that rates have increased from 6 to 7% consistently for over 9 months. Look at the graph and look at the charts that we're looking at today. You look at this part of the year. Go to January and February of 2023. The rates were hovering around 6.15 to 6.09. Now, the 30-year average is about 6.96. And according to Lawrence Young, chief economist of the National Association of Realtors, mortgage rates play a significant role in buyer demand and, by extension, of home sales. Mortgage rates have heavily influenced the direction of home sales, relatively steady rates, and have led to several consecutive months of consistent home sales. As a seller, hearing that the home sales are consistent right now, that's a good news. It means that buyers are out there and they're actively purchasing homes. So we know that. We know the market. We just talked about it a few moments ago, that buyers are making decisions on homes. They have a little bit more selections. The homes in the Knoxville surrounding market now, we're about 3,300 homes in the market. We look at that in the spring market, we're about 2,800 homes. So we're seeing the inventory rise up a little bit. Okay. But when mortgage rates surge dramatically, according to last July that you and I were chatting, right? They were from 3% almost to 7% in a short period of time. So one of the biggest things that buyers had was sticker shock. So we talked about that in the beginning part of the show, how last July was very challenging. And it was one of the slowest Julys that we've seen. I think we were on the radio last time and Nick and I were talking about it. And it was the slowest July last year since 1980s. Okay. So it was fairly slow. With the sticker shock, a lot of buyers did what, guys? A lot of buyers said, hey, I'm not selling. The rates are going to go up. And a lot of buyers are timing the market and they want to put their plans on hold. But a lot of buyers have grown accustomed to the current mortgage rates now and have accepted that the record low rates are a thing of a past for now. And they're getting used to that. Consumers are adapting to the idea that the higher mortgage rates will probably stick around for the foreseeable future. It's probably one of those things, timing in real estate. It's great. You buy at the right time, you get a really good deal. Now where the rates are a little bit higher, there's some opportunities. Sellers have got record pricing in the last 2 years. But things are changing, but still, one we just talked about, or Everett Carnes had an appraiser call me the other day. We got above list price and on 2 or 3 days in the market. So we're doing it, and we're still getting multiple offers. But it comes down to the marketing. We won't go down that road, but marketing is playing a huge role right now into the market. Freddie Mac reveals that 18% of people surveyed plan to buy a home in the next 6 months. That means 1 out of every 5 people surveyed are going to be a buyer in the next foreseeable future. So buyers out there, guys, they're getting used to the interest rates, and we're expecting a busy, busy fall. Stay with us. We got more coming on Real Estate with Ryan.
When speed matters, every second counts.
Wow, that was fast.
In real estate, speed is an advantage.
In football, speed is crucial.
In softball, speed is game-changing.
If you want your home sold fast,
Trust Ryan Coleman and his team at Hometown Realty for fast results.
Thanks, guys. Go Big Orange.
Hometown Realty is East Tennessee's #1 real estate group and a proud sponsor of the Vols.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty. The real estate market's changing every day. You need to know your home's value in today's market. Text your home address to 290-2290 for an instant, no obligation home evaluation. That's 865-290-2290. And remember, when you're ready to sell, we have a guaranteed sale program to get you in your next home stress-free. Trust your hometown experts. We've helped thousands of people just like you. All right, we're back at it. Second half, rapid fire. It seems like that first half always goes quicker than I expect. There's so much going on. Real estate market's busy. I got all my notes here, guys. Having fun. Excited to be with you guys. Taking a few moments. Real Estate with Ryan. Look, before we get started on the second half of the show, make sure you guys do me a favor. Best of Knoxville is voting. Go out there and vote. We love to get your nomination for that award. We've done it several years in a row, both Best Company and Best Agent. And I got a great team here behind me. It doesn't happen without a great team. Your vote means the world because it comes from you guys. Best of Knoxville. It ends on the 25th of July. All you got to do, we made it very easy. Go to my website, ryancoleman.org. We've got a link up at the very top right corner. Click on it. Vote Best Agent. Yours truly, hopefully. And then our company, Hometown Realty, for Best Real Estate Company. It means the world. It expires on the 25th. If you do so kind, take a second, click on the page and throw a vote our way. It means the world. Okay, listen. One of the most important things going on now is what? It's hard to find properties, right? It's hard to find great people, great properties, great connections. That's why we do this show every week. Real Estate with Ryan. Not so you can hear me rant, right? But hopefully if you're in the market to buy or sell, you want to hire an expert in this market, a team that's got your back from start to finish and can help you whether you're buying your first home or you're selling your luxury mansion overlooking the Smokies, right? We got you covered. So we've got a new app out. We talked about it last week. It's our new search app. Okay. And what's powerful about our app, it has both MLSs on it, which is really, really cool. If you're a seller in the marketplace and you're thinking about watching the market, jump on our app. It's going to tell you homes pending pricing. You don't have to worry about calling an agent. You'll be able to see right now what buyers are willing to pay, how long homes are going on the market. Okay. And if you're starting a search and maybe you're not ready to call Ryan out or our team out to come see you, don't worry. You can start that search at your convenience. Okay, it's easy. And then one of the biggest things that we've got on here, and we're not 100% completely finished on the app, but we've got a lot of our contacts on there. So say you find an agent, start the process. Ryan, there's a lot to get the house ready. Ryan, before you come out there, I've got to get the landscaping done. I got to pressure wash the outside. I need to get pre-approved to know exactly with the new interest rates where I'm going to be on the budget on my new one and all these different things. Don't worry. We've got you covered. My app's got our exclusive vendors that we deal with on a routine basis and give you preferred pricing. And of course, they're going to take good care of you. So you don't have to go to Google and all these other places. We've made it easy for you. Our app is free, doesn't cost anything. All you have to do, go to the App Store, Hometown Realty, Real Estate. We're right there. Download it, and we're there to help you. And if you need any help with the search, All you got to do is respond at the bottom. Just text me or message me. My team will be right back to you, and we'll modify your search. No cost, no obligation. Again, man, that's what we're doing for you. Trying to always bring you some value every week on your home search. We know it's hard out there. Buying a home in this market is one of the most stressful things you can do, especially when you add that where you have to sell your home and find something. So go ahead and jump on my app to start looking to see what areas, what locations that you may consider. And number one, no pricing. No pricing in the market today is a lot different than fall of last year. Okay. Let's see. A lot of different things that we have out there. Anything else that we're needing to cover? So many things. That's what I would say. We also have something that's very, very important for you guys as you're looking in the second half of the year. Okay. We got a guaranteed sale program, but this is an easy program. Okay. If you don't want to deal with an agent, you don't want to pay commission, you don't want any repairs, we've got an easy, no commission, guaranteed sale program for you. It's simple. We'll buy it directly from you. If it's as is, needs some work, we've got those connections and we can do those for you. Simple. All you got to do, if you're interested in that program, text the number 865-290-2290. You'll get my team. We'll respond to you quickly. We'll give you a home evaluation. Just let us know if it's an as-is deal, if it needs work, and then we can come out to you. Again, number 865-290-2290. Text it 24 hours a day. We'll get right back to you and be glad to help you with that program. So as the market changes, guys, there's a lot of different opportunities out there, things where homes need work and things where sellers just don't want to fool with it. Great seller that we listed the other day, 46 acres coming out in Roane County. Beautiful property, tons of potential. But you know what? Seller's not interested in doing a whole lot of work. There's a couple little things that needs to be done. Opportunities is endless. It's price to sell. That's going to be on the market. You'll be able to look that up on ryancoleman.org next week. But guess what? She's not going to fix anything. We're going to sell it as is. So we're seeing a lot of those opportunities that come in the marketplace. Buyers, that opens the door for you. It opens the door for you. Now, get a little sweat equity and find that potential property and maybe your gain. Okay. So keep that out. That and so much more is on our real estate app. All right. So we're talking about the new normal. Kind of go into this and we're talking about the buyers getting used to the interest rates. And it's good and encouraging, guys, right? It's encouraging that now sellers know that buyers are out there watching pending sales. We talked about in the first part of the show that 1 out of every 5 people surveyed are going to buy here in the near future. Of course, mortgage rates are not the sole factor when deciding to buy. There's a lot of things that are going on. I just got a call a few minutes ago, and one of the comments were, hey, Ryan, I just bought it a year and a half ago, but my doctors are not closed. I'm a veteran, and they don't have any doctors that are going to service me here, and so I have to be relocated out of the area. And so I got family that way, and we're going to be closer to that. Another seller that we're dealing with, same scenario. Hey, I just really want to be closer to family. So these are factors when people are moving, and a lot of different things that are coming involved are your opportunities. Okay. As a seller, you can feel confident that the market is there. There's a buyer for your, there's a buyer for your home in today's market. You can tell it's the weekend, but there's a buyer for your home in today's market, regardless of the rates. So as we see that buyers are comfortable, as we see the Feds getting used to the interest rates, not adjusting them dramatically, we're seeing a little bit more stabilization on the marketplace. We're seeing things where if it's not moving, there are price adjustments. There is some closing costs, but then there is multiple offers. Let's talk about if your house is on the market and you're one of those few we talked about that for whatever reason, mine should be on, you think it should be sold, but the feedback is not what you're wanting. No, that's what you're expecting. When you sell your home, there's a lot to put your home on the market. Okay. There's a lot of factors determining what your home is worth, what the neighbor's selling. And in a market that's changing ever so often, it's not easy. And even experts like ourselves in the marketplace sometimes are stumped, right? Because what you think would happen, the market does something different. Here's some things that are tips if you have your home on the market or you're putting your home in the market and having challenges that you just can't afford not to do in a market that's changing. Limited access. So if your home's on the market, if you can't show it, you can't sell it. One of the biggest mistakes you can make as a seller is limiting the days and times that buyers can view your home in any market. If you're going to maximize the sale of your home, you can't limit the potential buyers coming through to view it. Now, I know that's very, very chaotic. It makes it challenging. And the challenge with part of that is, you're living there. You've got a family. You've got things going on. But do the best you can to work with buyers. Understand in some cases, buyers are motivated and they may come outside your area. So buyers may be coming out of state, specifically selling their property, coming local to trying to arrange a date to come see your property. All to find out that we can't make it available after a couple attempts. Okay. Price too high always comes down to price, isn't it? I always tell my clients, home's worth what a buyer and a seller is willing to pay. Pricing is a critical factor when selling your home. While attempting to push out a higher price may maximize your profit, but overpricing can deter buyers and let your home sit on the market longer. The longer that the property sits on the market, the more opportunity buyers have to come in at a lower offer. All right. Sellers who price their home and market it competitively shouldn't have a problem finding a buyer. And we're seeing that in today's market. Okay. Freshen up your listing. If it looks good, it makes a good impression. One of the most important things we deal with animals, we have animals. We have little dog babies. But animals, you have to take care of them. Can't smell like cat. Dogs have to be cleaned up. Landscaping, things like that. Front curb appeal. These are huge issues. In first impressions, everything. So when buyers come through the door, they want to picture themselves living there. And sometimes we got to declutter, take some of the animals. If you have to store them, if you keep them in crates, things like that. If you do these things, hopefully it'll cut down on the showings and you can go under contract a lot quicker. We always talk about curb appeal, and we'll end on this. But if buyers pull up to your home and they're not impressed by the outside, more than likely they won't give a call to your agent to get a showing on the inside. So keep the curb appeal strong, grass strong, landscaping, do some mulch, flowers. It makes a big, big difference. Hope you've enjoyed this show. Real Estate with Ryan. Always excited to be with you guys. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you next week.